Hey everyone, Skyler the Scott Man, and we are here in the beautiful city of Detroit, Michigan. We're gonna be doing a walking tour all around downtown Detroit today. So this is gonna be my longest walking tour yet, but it's gonna be a good one because we'll be seeing a lot of cool things in downtown Detroit. It's pretty big, I have to say, not New York or Chicago or LA big or anything, but there's gonna be a lot to see, and there's gonna be a lot of things we won't be able to show in the video, but I'll be showing you some of the cool sights here in downtown Detroit. So we're gonna start off here in Hart Plaza. We'll work our way along Woodward Avenue as we head all the way up toward where the Fox Theater is. Then we'll cut over to see Comerica Park and Ford Field. We'll head over to the Detroit Opera House, and then we'll eventually work our way over toward Greektown, come back down to Jefferson Avenue, and then we'll head over by the Wayne County Courthouse, work our way through Cadillac Square, make our way over toward like Washington Square, also walk along Griswold, and we'll finish off over by Times Square, not to be confused with Times Square here or the Times Square in New York. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera the other way so that way you're not seeing me the entire time. All right, so we are starting off here in Hart Plaza. So Hart Plaza is like the main square here in downtown Detroit between the main business district of downtown Detroit and the Detroit River. So in the summertime especially, this is where they hold many festivals and events. Like if you come here in the warmer months, it's amazing how many cool events they put on here. And then right in front of us, doesn't look like much right now, but that's the Horace Dodge and Son Memorial Fountain, but currently that's under renovations. So I'll be curious to see what it's gonna look like when it's all complete. But yeah, I'm sure, I think some of my past videos I've done, I think I do show the fountain. But yeah, it's unfortunate that it's not currently visible because it's undergoing renovations. But I'll be curious to see what it looks like when it's done. And of course you got the Detroit Renaissance Center in front of us. We'll be going by that along Jefferson later in this video, so I won't mention much about that right now. But over here we have a statue of Antoine Cadillac, who is the founder of Detroit. So Cadillac came over from Montreal, and he came over to not far from where we are right now back in 1701. And shortly after he landed here, they built the fortress called Fort Pontchartrain du Detroit, which Detroit comes from the what am I trying to say? It basically means the strait in French. So yeah, we got a really cool statue of him right over here. Try to zoom in on it a little bit. And yeah, if you want to learn more about him and the landing of Cali back in 1701, there's a nice little historical sign right there. And on the other side, there's even a sign in French too. So it's cool that there's a English and French translation on the other side. So we're gonna walk clockwise around the fountain. So we'll begin our walk now. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff we'll be seeing. So I eventually want to head over that way, but I'm gonna head over to the left first. So we're gonna head over by the river. It's like, yeah, when I was playing my route for this video, I didn't think of coming over here, but it's like, I'm this close, I might as well. So yeah, over here, this is the Detroit River. So this is the main river which comes up from Lake St. Clair to the north, and then it continues its way down toward Lake Erie as it eventually heads out toward where Niagara Falls is, and then eventually Lake Ontario, heading out to the St. Lawrence River, which heads out to the Atlantic Ocean. And then on the other side of the river, that is Windsor, Ontario. So that is Canada on the other side. And you can get over there by either the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel or the Ambassador Bridge over to the right. And a couple years from now, there's gonna be a third crossing, the Gordie Howe Bridge. And over here, this is a really cool statue or monument here. This is the Gateway to Freedom. They put this in 2001. Very cool piece here. And then you got the Detroit Princess boat over there. Go ahead and zoom in on that. And then pan over this way really quick. And then way out that way, that is Belle Isle, which is a very cool park. in the middle of the Detroit River. It's a state park now, so it's like you have to have a recreation passport, which is basically what you need to get into all the state parks in Michigan. Although if you're not from Michigan, you're coming in from out of state or even out of the country, because we're right by Canada, you can easily get like a day pass from like one of the offices or at the ticket booth if someone's there. But yeah, just gotta love the skyline of Detroit over here. Although it's like you can't see the Guardian building from here because the big skyscraper with Fifth Third Bank at the top, yeah, it's kind of blocking the way of the Guardian building. So yeah, this is Hart Plaza, and yeah, as I was saying, during the warmer months, it can get really busy here with all the different festivals going on. Yeah, you can see people hard at work in there. Yeah, this is such a cool area to come over to here in Detroit. Okay, so we're gonna walk over here. I'm eventually gonna head over that way because that's where Woodward Avenue is. And there's some cool stuff we gotta show off over that way, but we're gonna take a little detour over here. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever gone down there. But yeah, it is a pretty nice day out. It's mostly cloudy out, but it's supposed to clear up even more throughout the day. It's like getting around to 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. And I just realized I'm not gonna be able to, okay. I'm gonna have to go around this because I was trying to get up on this ledge, but it doesn't look like I can if I were to continue that way. So I guess we'll have to just backtrack a little bit and then head over this way. So yeah, as you can tell, and you can probably see the video length with this, this is a lengthy walking tour because there's a lot to see. So I'm gonna try to remember to put like chapters in this video so that way if you want to skip around in the video, if there's a certain thing you would like to see, yeah, I'll try to put like some markers or chapters in it so that way you're not spending a ton of time. Or like if you don't want to watch the entire video or anything. So I perfectly understand that. But I would try to, so that we can always skip around if you would like. Or if you want to watch the whole thing, yeah, that'd be awesome. Okay, so there's a couple statues over at this part of Hart Plaza. Like over there, you got a bust of Abraham Lincoln, and then up over that way, try to zoom in. You can't really see it too well. I could probably get a little close up. You can see a very nice statue of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And yeah, here's a nice little wide view of Hart Plaza. So I forgot to mention, yeah, Hart Plaza was named after former U.S. Senator Philip Hart, who was a senator, I think, back in the 1960s, and he was a big advocate for civil rights. So yeah, they named the plaza after him. And oh yeah. So here's the statue. Better yet, here's a better close-up of the. Yeah, so there's the like a statue of Abraham Lincoln, the former U.S. president. And yeah, this is a really good statue of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Huge advocate for civil rights back in the 1960s, even started back in the 1950s down in the southern part of the United States. Very important figure in shaping American history. Okay, so we're gonna start working our way over to Jefferson Avenue. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff going on here right now. And then, maybe before we continue, if you look all the way over that way, that is Huntington Place. That used to be called Cobo Hall, which Cobo Hall was built back in 1960. It is a huge convention center, and it's also home to the the Detroit, the North American International Auto Show, which takes place every January. For the past couple years or so, it's been in June, because things got a little interesting because back during the pandemic, because I think there was like a year or two where they didn't even put it on at all. But starting in 2025, it's supposed to be going back to January, which is when it's been held for the most part in the past. And that brings a lot of people into Detroit. And this busy highway here, this is Jefferson Avenue. Yeah, it looks busier than normal here today, because I think there's a lot of stuff going on here. Plus, there's also a Detroit Red Wings game that's happening later this afternoon over at Little Caesars Arena. And yeah, this here is really cool too. What might get a little tricky though is, yeah, trying to get across Jefferson Avenue, because Woodward Avenue is over that way, and that is exactly where we need to go. And then, because I think it's about to turn, yeah, so they're about to get a green light, so we're gonna go ahead and wait here. So what I can do really quick is I'm gonna zoom in on this. So you see that big fist over there? That is supposed to represent the fist of legendary heavyweight boxer Joe Louis. He was an iconic boxer here in Detroit. And the original, or the former arena for the Detroit Red Wings before they built Little Caesars Arena was Joe Louis Arena, which is on the other side of Huntington Place, which again used to be called Cobo Hall. Okay, the coast is clear. For some reason, the crosswalk lights aren't working, which is kind of dangerous, if I say so. So it's like you just have to keep an eye on when it's like a red light for Jefferson Avenue. Thankfully, we're good right now, so we're gonna keep on crossing, but I need to cross rather quickly. Okay, so we made it to the other side. So what's pretty cool is that a lot of people will get like selfies over at that gigantic fist over there. So this is where Woodward Avenue officially begins, and it heads all the way up to Pontiac, Michigan. Although the part between Larned and Woodward, they pretty much cut off to make this nice little park square. So the drivable portion of Woodward doesn't really start until you get over to Larned Street, which is the next block over this way. So over here you got a beautiful bronze statue. That is the Spirit of Detroit. They built that back in 1958, and it is an iconic selfie spot. And even today it's a spot for like protesting, like for the stuff going on, and looks like I'm thinking Palestine right now. So yeah, and what's really cool about the Spirit of Detroit statue too is that when a Detroit team is in the playoffs, they'll decorate that statue with the jersey of the team that's in the playoffs, which they did that just a month or so ago with the Detroit Lions. Because the Detroit Lions made it very far in the playoffs this past year. Okay, so now we're coming into downtown Detroit. And it's like, this can get a little tricky to cross over, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk through the center for a little bit. Oh, perfect timing. It's like they knew I was coming. So yeah, the Spirit of Detroit statue's over at the Coleman A. Young Municipal Center, which is named after longtime Detroit Mayor Coleman Young, who was the first Black or African-American mayor in Detroit. Okay, so we'll continue our way down this way, and then yeah, here's the Guardian building. I'll talk more about that much later in the video when we get to the other side over on Griswold Street, because you can't really see it as well from Woodward. We got a lot of cool skyscrapers here in Detroit. Yes, it's not it's not Chicago, it's not New York, but it's still really cool to see. And we can cross really quick. We gotta move a little bit though. I love that this camera has a built-in gimbal, so that way I could walk rather quickly and not have to worry about shakiness with this video. Okay, so there's Chase Tower, and then over there, that is the, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, that's the Grand Trunk Pub. They got some pretty good food in there. I've eaten in the Grand Trunk Pub before. So the restaurant's inside a building which dates back to 1879, when it used to be the ticketing office for the Grand Trunk Railroad. And if you go inside there, it's really cool to see as well. So I highly recommend checking that place out if you're looking for some good food. It's a nice little pub. And right next door, you got the Woodward Coney restaurant. One of the many Coney Islands you can see here in the city of Detroit. But of course, we'll be much later in the video, we'll be showing a couple of the most iconic Coney Islands here in Detroit. And then, yeah, there's even a Shake Shack over here too. So we're starting to get over to where Campus Martius Park is. So this is at what I would say is the city center for downtown Detroit. I'm gonna cross over here. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to go into Campus Martius Park with this camera setup because one time with my main camera setup, for vlogging, I was kicked out of Campus Martius Park one time because they don't allow professional equipment. So it's kind of unfortunate, so we can only stand from over here, but that's all right though. We can still see quite a bit. But yeah, it's a beautiful park though. You have to check it out every winter. Yeah, it might be a good idea. Don't go in there anyway because they're playing a lot of loud copyrighted music. So that might be a good thing anyway. So like every winter, like maybe from like November all the way till like around now, they have ice skating here. So you can even see an ice skating rink all the way over there. That's probably not gonna be open for too much longer though. And they also got a restaurant called Park over there as well. And you got the Campus Martius Park fountain. And around the holidays, that's where the city of Detroit puts up their big Christmas tree. They decorate it quite nicely, I have to say. And then over here, yep, that is Cadillac Square. We'll be coming back over this way though, so no worries. And right now I'm trying to angle this camera a little bit because if I go in all sorts of different directions, yeah, this can get a little messed up. And then, yeah, it's like, although I don't think they're doing it anymore. This is the Monroe Street Midway. It's like, back during the past couple of years or so, they used to they have a lot of different cool free things you could do, like basketball or miniature golf. But unfortunately, I think they're discontinuing that because you can't even get in there anymore. And then if you go down that way, that's the start of Monroe Street, and that'll take you down to Greektown. I'll show that off later in this video because we're gonna stick to Woodward Avenue for right now. And then, oh yeah, you can see a much better view of the ice skating rink of Campus Martius Park. Let me try to angle down a little bit. There we go. And yeah, perfect timing because the light just turned, well, I don't want to say, well, green for Woodward, but the little walking symbol just got enabled for pedestrians. So we'll keep on going here. But just gotta love the views though. Oh yeah, I've always liked this cool statue over here. There we go. Very cool, and if I hurry a little bit, I might be able to, no, okay, so I'm gonna need to eventually cross over to the other side of Woodward, but I think I'll wait for another block. So now we're continuing down Woodward Avenue, and this is a very popular shopping area because there are a lot of different stores along in here. Got some restaurants as well too. You got Texas de Brazil, so it's a Brazilian steakhouse. And over there you got CVS Pharmacy, and right above it you got a big parking garage. Oh yeah, Texas de Brazil, Churrascaria Steakhouse, Detroit Water Ice Factory. Yeah, Detroit Water Ice Factory. Get some brown bag popcorn, hot cocoa, and pretzels. On a cooler day like today, it's definitely nice to get like some hot cocoa. So we're gonna have to cross the road over here because yeah, they're doing some construction on the other side. So. But before I do that, I might be able to show some of the buildings from over here too. But yeah, this is pretty cool, I have to say. I'm gonna try to fix this a little bit. Yep, sorry about that. Okay, so yep, over here, this is the Hudson site. So that used to be, so where this skyscraper is today, that is where the Hudson building used to be. That's where the Hudson's department store, let me pan it back this way. That's where the Hudson's department store used to be, but the building was imploded back in 1998, and now they're building a brand new skyscraper here, and I heard I don't know if it's, I think it's supposed to eventually be what they're putting in here, but it was supposed to be even taller than the tallest building at the Renaissance Center. But yeah, they've been working on this for quite a few years, and it's looking even better by the day. Yep, so if we continue down Woodward Avenue this way, it's like there's gonna be a lot of different stores, a lot of restaurants along in here. And coming up here in a few moments, we'll be going by one of my favorite places to get brunch here in Detroit, the Hudson Cafe. So yeah, the Hudson Cafe, yeah, it's coming up on our left here.
You were supposed to go to Goldfish.
Yep, so this is the Hudson Cafe. This place gets very busy, but for a very good reason, because they have some of the best breakfast or best brunch in Detroit. They're even expanding outside of Detroit too. They're putting in a new one up in Troy, Michigan, which is one of the suburbs north of here. Got a Nike shoe outlet store there, or just a general Nike outlet. I'm trying to word that better. But yeah, but it's great to see a lot of people out and about today. And it looks like we may have to stop at our first crosswalk here. Or maybe not, it's about to turn green for Woodward. So, I swear, it's like they know I was coming. Oh yeah, here's one of the Q Line streetcars. So that runs up and down Woodward Avenue from almost near where we started the video, more specifically over by Larned, and it heads all the way up to the News Center area, up near where the Amtrak station is, over by like Grand Boulevard. And what's really cool about the Q Line is that it's absolutely free to ride as of right now. So it's nice if you're trying to get from like downtown Detroit up to like Midtown or even like the News Center area. Yeah, here's some of the different stores along in here. I'm gonna go a little slower because the light's about to turn red at John R. Well, John R / Clifford. Because yeah, at this intersection here, it's like John R goes to the right, and then to the left, that turns into Clifford. Yep, I think it's about to turn green, so yep. We timed this very, very well. And you got H&M over here too. And if you see that bridge over there, I'm gonna zoom in on it a little bit. That bridge is kind of it's like the monorail for Detroit, but it's called the Detroit People Mover. The People Mover runs, it's an elevated monorail track which runs in a circular direction around downtown Detroit, and I don't know why I was panning the camera that way. But yeah, starting this year, they're piloting a program to where you can ride it for free, kind of like the Q line. So it's a nice little way to get around the downtown Detroit core. All right, cool. So we're making some good progress already. We're coming up to Grand Circus Park, which is the next like park area that's to the north along Woodward Avenue. But it's like you have it on two sides because yeah, Woodward Avenue divides up Grand Circus Park. And the light's about to turn green, so we timed this very well. Okay, so it's like, so yeah, here's Grand Circus Park. We'll check out the western side of the park really quick, and then in a little while, we'll be able to check out the eastern part, but I would say the western part of Grand Circus Park is a little bit more interesting because during the warmer months, there is a fountain which operates, but I don't think I'm probably not gonna walk all the way over to it. I'll probably just zoom in on it because unfortunately the fountain is not in operation today because it's still like the tail end of winter going into spring, which is rather unfortunate, but that's all right. And what's really cool is that along here on Woodward, you got a couple of beautiful churches, like this immediate one over here. Yeah, that's the Central United Methodist Church. It's like once you get over to where there's churches, we're starting to get into like I would almost like to call like the entertainment area of Detroit, because you got like different performance halls, you got sporting arenas and stadiums. And then, yeah, in a little while, we'll go over by where the Detroit Opera House is, which is over on the other side of Grand Circus Park. Yep, you can see the Red Wings jerseys out, so you know what that means. There is a Red Wings game today. There's a Red Wings game on today at, I'm gonna hurry a little bit though. There's a game on at 3 o'clock this afternoon for the Detroit Red Wings. They're playing the Florida Panthers today. We're gonna cross back over here, but we're gonna wait till the light turns green. All right, so let's go ahead and cross to the other side of Woodward because we'll get better views over on the other side. And then we'll also pan over to the south on Woodward Avenue. So that's basically where we came from. All right, so let's continue this way on Woodward, but we'll be able to see more over here. And of course, that building we were at before we crossed over to the other side of Woodward, that's Foxtown Market. Okay, so this is a very cool part of Woodward because, as I was saying, this is kind of like the entertainment area. Because you got performance halls on the left side, as we'll see momentarily, and on the right, you got Comerica Park and Ford Field. Oh yeah, so you can see Comerica Park and Ford Field right now. We'll get more close-ups in a little bit, though. Yeah, it looks like they're doing a lot of parking for the Red Wings game, which is coming up in about an hour from now, real time. So here's one of the performance halls over here. That is the Fillmore. Put a lot of different performances in there. And then to the right of it, you got the world headquarters for Little Caesars. So Little Caesars Pizza is from Detroit, Michigan, and that's where they have their world headquarters. And then we'll be coming up to the Fox Theater next, but I'll talk a little bit more about that when we get more immediately to the front of it. Yeah, I just had to stop talking for a little bit because I wanted to have you hear the sounds of the bells from the upcoming church. That's a nice little pedestrian walkway over there. Got some shops, a few shops and restaurants over there. So over here, this is the Fox Theater, which is a very premium entertainment venue here. It's been around since 1928, and it is absolutely beautiful inside if you get to check out a performance in there. And then to the next, next to Fox Theater on the other side of Montcalm, this is Hockeytown Cafe. So the Hockeytown Cafe gets very popular, especially around the time of a Red Wings game or any game for like the Tigers or the Lions or the Pistons even. Although the Pistons aren't doing very well right now, but the Red Wings are, though. Red Wings could actually make the playoffs for the first time in several years, which is great. So I know, because I've been really liking how Steve Yzerman has been turning the program, or turning the hockey team around. So after all, Steve Yzerman used to play for the Red Wings back when he was playing in the NHL. So yeah, there's a little close-up of Hockeytown Cafe. And then we pan over to, oh, actually, wait a second here. And if we pan, oh, okay, there we go. If we pan over there, that is Little Caesars Arena. So I did a walking tour of Midtown Detroit not too long ago, and that's where I started that walking tour. So on the other side of, over by where Little Caesars Arena is, that is where Midtown begins as you continue north on Woodward. And then, yeah, that church where we heard the bells coming from, that's St. John's Episcopal Church. The church is so beautiful, you can even see it from I-75, because just before where Little Caesars Arena is, that's where I-75 is. So it's like you can even see the top, or like the steeple of the church from Woodward Avenue. Okay, so now we're gonna come up over to where Comerica Park and Ford Field are. And they got some additional parking garages over here too, which are great for some of the games as well. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll cut through this parking area. So this is Comerica Park. So this is where the Detroit Tigers Major League Baseball team play. Oh yeah, what a cool view of the skyline of Detroit. You see where they're building the new skyscraper, where the Hudson, over at the Hudson site, and then of course you can see the Detroit Renaissance Center all the way over there. So it's amazing how far we've come. So Comerica Park was built back in, or was opened up in around like April 2000 or April 2000. It replaced Tiger Stadium, which was located over in Greektown along Michigan Avenue, which I even pointed that out in my Greektown walking tour that I did. So yep, that is, again, that's where the Detroit Tigers play their baseball games, and that'll be coming up in about a few more weeks from now, too, because baseball season will be starting soon. They're already training up down in Florida right now. Yeah, I'm gonna cross over to the other side. I'll do that in a second after this bus. Perfect timing. But yeah, this tiger statue here is really cool. I've done a selfie before here where it looks like I'm being eaten by a tiger. Got all these cool tiger statues here surrounding the entrance of the... So it's almost like you're about to be preyed on as you're going into a game. Yep, the Detroit Tigers have not won a World Series since 1984, but they have come close since then. Like, they've even made it to the World Series, but they end up losing in the World Series. But yeah, the Tigers are been undergoing like a rebuilding too, kind of like how the Red Wings have been getting rebuilt. Or now we're starting to see success with the Red Wings, and I think the Tigers might be getting there too, although I think the Tigers might need a little bit more time, but who knows, maybe I'll be eating my own words and they'll make it to the playoffs this year. That'd be cool to see. And got the Tiger store there. Although I'm sure that's probably not open till like around the time when they have like games going on. But yeah, I think I've been to a few Tigers games at Comerica Park. It's a pretty nice stadium. Like, really love the atmosphere in there. And as I was pointing out too, you got parking garages for Comerica Park and also Ford Field, and people do park here too for Little Caesars Arena. And there are some closer parking garages for Little Caesars Arena over on the other side of 75. But yeah, I'll put the camera back on me for a little bit because it's kind of boring over here. But yeah, I'll take my sunglasses off briefly just because not really seeing the sun right now. But yeah, I've been really enjoying this walking tour so far. It's always great to walk around the city of Detroit and downtown, and it's pretty safe to walk around during the daytime too, because I've had my full camera gear here many times in the past few years and I've had no problems or anything. But like late at night though, you might want to be out with a group though, because I don't want to sugarcoat anything. But okay, so I think we'll go ahead and we'll continue. I'm going to turn the camera back the other way again and we'll get off of me. In fact, I'm going to put my sunglasses back on so that way I free up my other hand. And yeah, you can even see in a little bit to the stadium, although can't really see it very well. But for what I can't see with my naked eyes, it's like, yeah, they're wrapping up on some different renovations inside the ballpark. which they should be almost done because, well, it has to be opened up in a few weeks because baseball season starts up pretty soon. Tyrus Raymond Cobb, greatest Tiger of all, a genius in spikes. Yeah, Comerica Park is a pretty huge ballpark. We're still walking along the perimeter of it. Oh, that's a really cool door. All right, and once we get up to this stop sign, we'll be in view of Ford Field. As I'm doing this walk today, I'm warming up quite a bit because I wasn't sure if I was going to need a jacket or not. At first, I was like, why did I not wear a jacket? But I've warmed up. All right, so we're coming up to Ford Field now. All right, so this is Ford Field. This is home to the Detroit Lions football team for American football. Okay, we'll walk over this way. Looks like they may be putting on an event going on, or that's going on at the stadium. And then, yeah, over here you got a statue of legendary running back Barry Sanders, who played for the Lions from 1989 to 1998. He was probably one of the greatest NFL players who had never won a Super Bowl. Because yeah, as of this date, unfortunately, the Lions have yet to win a Super Bowl. They've won an NFL championship, or a few of them back in the 50s, but since the start of the Super Bowl era which started back in the late 60s, the Lions have yet to win a Super Bowl or even make it to a Super Bowl. However, they came very close this year to making a Super Bowl. They made it to the NFC Championship, which is like the semifinals. But they ended up losing at the very end of the NFC Championship game against the San Francisco 49ers, which was a heartbreaker. But I will say the Detroit Lions have really turned things around, and people have been really impressed with them. In fact, most of the United States were rooting for the Lions to make it all the way, with the exception being maybe out in California or Kansas and Missouri, because they were rooting for, of course, the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. But who knows? Yeah, the Lions should be pretty good this next season too, so they have another chance. All right, I'm hearing, I think, potentially some copyrighted music up ahead, so I may have to talk a little bit loudly or to try to cover that up a little bit, but okay, so yeah, I think there's an event going on at Ford Field today, which, yeah, when there's not a football game going on here, it's like, yeah, they put on different events at Ford Field, like big time concerts or even like a monster truck rally. Lots of cool stuff. All right, so I'm gonna want to cross over the road over here at Adams, because what this will do is, because I'm gonna head back to the right, because I'm basically going the opposite direction of everybody else. And I could probably cross here safely because this road is closed. So I can safely cross without having to use the crosswalk. Oh yeah, you can see people going into Ford Field over here. And God, yeah, Elwood Grill over there. It's a nice little diner over there. Oh yeah, here's another part of Comerica Park. This is the part of the Comerica Park you usually don't see for the most part, unless you're going over here Okay, looks like a high school wrestling finals are taking place there. So like there's the main, like the ticket entrance for like Ford Field over there. So that's pretty cool. So now we're gonna start making our way back over toward where Woodward Avenue is, because this is Adams Street. This will take us back over to where Grand Central Park, I'm sorry, Grand Circus Park is located. And yeah, okay, yeah, you can see a little bit into Comerica Park. So look at a pretty good view. But yeah, one thing that which would be cool though is, yeah, especially at the time of the Tigers game, you were to walk along in here. It's like you won't be able to watch the game really from over here, but you can hear all the sounds of all the cheering fans and hearing the announcers. Maybe not the umpires, because you're kind of far away from home plate. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and eventually want to cross back over to the other side of Adams. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll cross back over here. Yeah, I can feel the breeze a little bit, but it's not too bad out. Thankfully, it's warmed up enough to where the wind doesn't feel too chilly. One last view of Comerica Park with all the seats over there. All right, so we're coming back over to where Grand Circus Park is. If we were to make a right turn over at this intersection, that'll take you back over to where the gigantic tiger statue is in front of Comerica Park. Because yeah, you can even see Fox Theater all the way over there. Okay, so I think we can go ahead and cross. We gotta move fast though, because it's like people aren't slowing down at all. Okay, so we'll briefly go into Grand Circus Park. So this is the other side of Grand Circus Park, the part that we didn't, or that I didn't show you a little earlier. Okay, so it's a pretty cool statue over here. We're on the other side of it, so we'll have to walk counterclockwise around it. And yeah, over there, that's Woodward Avenue, and that's where we were not too long ago. So we just made a big circle. Okay, so oh, yeah, here's the statue. Statue Russell A. Alger. Oh, well, okay, that's gotta be him over there. Yeah, to be honest with you, I forgot about this statue here. And over there, that is the Detroit Opera House. So that was constructed back in 1922. It originally started as the Capitol Theater, but since then has become the Detroit Opera House. So it's a really nice performing arts venue located here in downtown Detroit. So now we gotta cross back over this busy road here, and if I go quickly, I can make it across with good time. Okay, so now we're gonna go this way to head over toward Broadway. That's really cool up there. I'm trying to think, should I cross or should I? Now let's see over here for right now. Got Duped Donuts over there. And then next door you have Buddy's Pizza, which is an iconic pizza chain here in Detroit where you can get legendary Detroit-style deep dish pizza. Although that's not the original Buddy's Pizza location. The original one is up over along like McNichols and a Conant Street over in the northeast side of Detroit, which that opened back in the 1940s. But since then, other Buddy's Pizza locations have opened up to where you can enjoy Buddy's Pizza not only here in downtown Detroit, but in other areas around the metro area. There might even be one in Grand Rapids too, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, but here's the entrance for the Opera House. Well, or maybe not, I've seen signs pointing a different direction. And then over there you got the parking center for the Detroit Opera House. Ooh, I might want to hurry a little bit. So, yep, next we're going to start making our way over toward the Greektown area of Detroit, although we'll take a little quick detour before we get over there. So yeah, we're going to stay over here because if we're going to cross over here, it's like all we'd be seeing on this side is just parking areas or like parking garages, and that's not really that interesting. And then over there, that is the YMCA for downtown Detroit. Oh yeah, if you look at the top level there, you can even see fitness equipment. Okay, there we go, trying to fix this a little bit. So after a while with the gimbal, like it can get out of whack to where it's like I have to recorrect it a little bit. So we're coming back up to Grand River, and we're getting to the area where it's like I'll be doing like a little bit of a circle before we're heading over toward Greektown. In fact, yeah, let's go ahead and cross now. So I do need to get over to this side anyway. And if I do this now, I can have it to where I can make the circle I would want to make. Yeah, good decision. So yeah, we'll be seeing this part, well, not necessarily twice, because we'll do some wiggling around in this area. One Mic Detroit Comedy Club and Entertainment Venue coming soon. So we got a new little venue opening up pretty soon. So that'd be pretty cool. All right, so yeah, we're almost to Greektown. Yeah, Greektown just over that way a little bit. But we'll get over there maybe like several minutes or so. There's some other things I want to check out first. But yeah, it's like looking over here, it's like there's not a lot going on right now. And yeah, this is a busy intersection here. This is Gratiot. So I'm eventually going to go over that way, but not just yet. So we're going to take a little detour down this way. One thing which is nice about downtown Detroit, there are a lot of parking garages. And yeah, we'll want to walk down that alley a little bit, but we'll be able to come back up from there. Okay. All right, so here's Library Street. Got the Skillman branch for the Detroit Public Library. I'm gonna cross over here though, so we can get a better view of the buildings from over here. Oh yeah, there's where the Hudson site is, because you got the new skyscraper going up over there. Got 7 Greens, Detroit Salad Company, Citizen Yoga. It is amazing though, like once you get away from Woodward Avenue a little bit, it gets a lot quieter. Got some more restaurants over here too. You got Moots Pizzeria and Bar, which I have not eaten in there yet. But where I have been to, that's Vicente Cuban Cuisine. I'll zoom in on that. Oops. Oh, let me get the zoom reactivated. There we go. So, yep, Vicente Cuban Cuisine. They have some really good Cuban food in there. I don't think it was last year. I think it was like the year before. Like it was either like 1 or 2 years ago. I remember going there, enjoying the food. Okay, we'll have to cross back over the road over here. I'll have to do it quite carefully though. Nobody's coming, so because there's no crosswalk here, so we'll just have to invent one. Oh, and over there, that's a Westin hotel. Like it's the Element by Westin. I think I got the name right. What's really cool is that at the top there, there's a really cool like rooftop bar. It's called like Monarch Club. It's not really a roof. Well, there's a partial rooftop. Gives some incredible views of the city of Detroit from up there. Oh, let's turn this camera back this way. So if we were to go to the next traffic light, we'll be back over to Broadway, which is where we were just a few minutes ago. But there's a really cool alley which we'll need to walk down. Because what's cool about this over here is you got a lot of very cool street art. Yep, so we'll walk down in here. Yeah, this is really cool. It's like it's like this is a very popular place for photographers to walk down. It's got some cool stuff in here. Oh, that's really cool.
But yeah,
It's like you got a little bit of street art in here. So that Cuban cuisine place, we're right behind it. All right, I'm gonna have to fix this camera again. There we go. Yeah, it's getting pretty dark back in here. Yeah, especially during the daytime. This is one alley you do want to walk down because, yeah, the vibes are pretty cool. And a little more over here. All right, so yeah, very cool alleyway. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and cross the road here because nobody's coming, so we should be okay. Okay, so we're back to where Broadway and Gratiot are located, and this is where Broadway becomes Randolph Street. Oh yeah, yeah, you even see Greektown Casino over there, but we'll get a better view in a little bit. Because the Greektown area is our next direction, or the next area we're heading to in this walking tour. So over on the other side, you got Burger, Pizza, and Bar. I also have a Buffalo Wild Wings over there too. And then we'll get a better view of it in a little while, but yeah, that over there, that's the Wayne County Courthouse. So we're back at Monroe Street. So Monroe Street is the main road which goes into Greektown. And I think I'm going to cross rather quickly because the light's not going to be green for much longer. Perfect. Okay, so we're now starting to get into Greektown. I'm gonna want to cross the road, but not just yet. Or no, I can do that. I better do that now because it's already green. Okay. So yeah, welcome to Greektown. This is a very popular spot with a lot of restaurants and pretty big with nightlife, I would say, too. And we got Ham Shop Cafe over there. Got the old Shillett Loch. Not sure if I'm saying that correctly. It's an Irish pub here in the Greektown area. It's like this place can get really busy, especially in the evening, because as I was saying, this is a big nightlife area. And yeah, I don't think we're gonna get too lucky with this crossing here.
That's your kind of place, Paul.
Oh yeah, there's the Renaissance Center down that way. Okay, and over here, this is Fishbones, which is a really cool seafood restaurant. They got like I think a few locations around Metro Detroit. This is the downtown Detroit location. I've been to the one in St. Clair Shores before. They have some pretty good food. Yep, seafood, steaks, and sushi. Yeah, that's right, because I remember seeing, when I went to the St. Clair Shores location, they have like a sushi bar in there. Can't really see inside too well, though. Oh well. Oh yeah, here's the main entrance for Fishbones. Okay, Firebird Tavern. And of course, the big site here in Greektown is you have the, well, it's now called the Hollywood Casino Hotel. or I think it used to be just called Greektown Hotel or Greektown Casino and Hotel. And that's where that is. So it's one of the casinos here in Detroit. We also have MGM Grand Casino over on the west side of the downtown, over by the DTE Energy headquarters building. And there's also Motor City Casino, which is further to the northwest along Grand River Avenue as you head over toward the Lodge Freeway. And yeah, here's where things can get pretty busy because we got a lot of fantastic Greek restaurants coming up over here. There's also a Five Guys and a Cold Stone Creamery over here. Okay, I think I can probably get over here now. We'll pause the recording for a moment. Okay, so let's continue. And there's also a people mover station over here too. Okay, so yeah, one word of caution, yeah, be careful late at night because this place can get a little rowdy. But other than that though, it's a pretty cool area. It's like they got a lot of amazing Greek restaurants in here. Like you got the Golden Fleece restaurant over here. They're playing a lot of music in here, so I'm gonna need to keep talking a little more continuously for the most part. So yeah, as I was saying, a lot of Greek restaurants in here. Got the Golden Fleece restaurant, as I was just saying. And even though it's like 2:30 in the afternoon, like a lot of people are still eating right now. Got the Greek, the Exodus Lounge. And then after the Greek, we got Astoria Pastry Shop, which has amazing desserts and treats like cookies, brownies, cakes, baklava. It is a fantastic spot. It's one of my favorite places here in Detroit to get a delicious treat. You also have the new Parthenon restaurant. Oh, here's the casino over here. So this is where the casino is. And then, yeah, you got the hotel over. So yeah, the hotel is over there. And then Pegasus Taverna is to our right. They got really good Greek food in there. Like I've eaten a Pegasus Taverna before. It's like I had to get all kinds of different Greek food in there, like the spaghetti pita, the moussaka. It's like lots of great stuff. Yeah, they're playing a lot of music in here. So, but this is kind of common when I walk through Greektown. All right, so, and then yeah, here's the Hollywood. If I can talk, the Hollywood Casino Hotel. So it's nice that. So you have a nice little walkway going over to where the casino is and also over to the hotel. I've never been inside there, so I'm not exactly sure how the whole layout inside is. All right, so now we're gonna walk down St. Antoine. We're gonna make our way back down to Jefferson Avenue. And then you got St. Mary's Church over here. Look how beautiful that is. How incredible is that? It's like all throughout downtown Detroit, you'll see all kinds of beautiful churches. But yeah, it is interesting though, like once you get off of Monroe Street, it gets significantly quieter. So we can go from hearing a whole bunch of people to all of a sudden you can hear just the sounds of nature a little bit, or the cars on nearby streets. Because once we get down to Jefferson, we'll start to see some cool sights along in there, and of course the Renaissance Center as well. And yeah, right here, this is where the parking for Greektown is, especially for like the casino and hotel. Okay, good, I didn't have to wait too long. Although it's like, yeah, they don't give you much time to cross though. And yeah, over this part, like once you get to the south of Greektown, this is like the Bricktown neighborhood. You can tell by the red bricks of the buildings over in this area. So we've come a long way so far in this walking tour, because I knew this was going to be a lengthy one because there's so much to see, and of course the unfortunate part is I'm not going to be able to show absolutely everything in downtown Detroit, because I'd be spending at least several hours doing that, and video might get rather long, but I'm trying to go by like a lot of the major sites. So I do apologize if I happen not to pass by something really cool. Okay, I think I got a couple more blocks to go and then we get to Jefferson. Oh wait, no, maybe we have 2 more blocks to go. Yes, yeah, this is only Congress Street here. Because we have Congress and Larned, and then we get to Jefferson. And now we get, yeah, look how close the Renaissance Center is now, compared to how we saw it back over at Comerica Park and Ford Field in that area. So you can see we're wiggling around downtown Detroit. But once we start making our way back up from Jefferson, we'll be, although be a little wiggly, but we'll be going in a more linear direction for the rest of the video. So this would be like the last time we'll be coming back down to Jefferson Avenue area. Oh yeah, here's a cool view of some of the other skyscrapers here in downtown Detroit. Yeah, it's like not much going on here, but yeah, another block and things are gonna get quite busy again because we'll be back over by Jefferson Avenue. Okay, I need to maybe pan this back down a little bit. There we go. Good timing, this turned green. Well, oh, I better hurry. All right, so we'll get a better view once we get up to Jefferson Avenue, but over to our left, yeah, that is the St. Peter and Paul Jesuit Church. So what's cool is that this is the oldest church building which has been continuously in use in Detroit. This is, I think, completed back in around 1848, if I'm not mistaken. So this is a fine piece of history here. Once we get over to Jefferson Avenue, we'll get a little bit of a better view. Although probably the best view is going to be all the way over there, but that's going to be kind of dangerous to get all the way over to the other side. Like there's not really an easy way. Oh, that's cool over there. Okay, so here's Jefferson, and yeah, I'll show the church from over here. It's not the best of view, but it still works. Okay, so yep, there's the Renaissance Center. Okay. Oh, wait, here's a better view of that mural over here. How cool is that? Okay, so I guess I'll talk a little bit about the Detroit Renaissance Center, or the Renaissance Center. So that huge complex is the Renaissance Center. It's like although more skyscrapers have been added on over the years, but the original site, I believe, came in around in the 1970s, and currently it is the site of the world headquarters for General Motors, and also there's a Marriott hotel in there too. Oh, before we do that, let me get back over this way. Yeah, take a look over here. Like, you got some beautiful homes over here. Like, some of these homes over here, these are some of the oldest in Detroit. These were completed like right after the Civil War. Okay, got to squeeze on through here. And if we hurry, we might get a little lucky with the crosswalk here. Got the Sloppy Crab restaurant there. Couldn't get the sign in time because I'm trying to hurry so I can cross over this crosswalk. Got Detroit Sloppy Crab. Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. Yep, so there's the main entrance for the Detroit Renaissance Center. So yeah, the tallest building there, that is currently the tallest skyscraper in the city of Detroit. Although I think the new skyscraper going in where over at the Hudson side, I think it's supposed to eventually be taller. One cool thing too about the Renaissance Center is that it has its own zip code inside. So the entire Renaissance Center has its own zip code, and there's all sorts of different shops and restaurants and even a pharmacy inside there too. Okay, and then over here, 1 second, wait for this car to pass on by. We got the Dumochel Art Galleries here. So this is a family-run, or it's like an art gallery collection here. It's like the family who runs this has been featured in Antiques Roadshow, and they put on a lot of big auctions in here too. Like, you even see some of the statues out here, or sculptures, I should say. Very impressive, I have to say. And then, yeah, there's the front of the Renaissance Center. I have to wait for the crosswalk to turn or to become active. So, good time to pan on the Renaissance Center. I'll stop the recording momentarily. Or no, it's about to turn green. We'll keep this going. Okay. All right, so the next street we're going to be coming up to will be Randolph Street, which we were at when we started to head down through Greektown. So I'm going to want to make a right turn here at Randolph. Oh, they're doing some renovations over here at the Courtyard Hotel. So they get over to the Applebee's or the IHOP, you have to go over on Brush Street, and then Randolph Street is where you can go in to check in at the Courtyard by Marriott Hotel. So when the light turns green, we'll cross over. But in the meantime, so over there, that's the Mariners Church. Very popular church here, built back in around 1842. And it's even mentioned in the Gordon Lightfoot song, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is about the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald back during the storm in the mid-70s. And in the song, it mentions about how the church bell rang 29 times, indicating the 29 soldiers, although in reality, it rang 30 times because it was for 29 people who died on that tragic day, but also, for I was hearing, it rang one other time. I think that's what I remember hearing when I went to the Shipwreck Museum over at Whitefish Point up in the Upper Peninsula. And then over there, that is the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel. So that's one of the crossings over into Canada. So if you're across the road over there, that'll take you over to the other side and try to wiggle through these people here. So if you go through the Detroit-Windsor Tunnel, yeah, make sure to have your passport with you. Oh yeah, there's like the entrance to the hotel. So we're gonna start making our way back over toward Campus Martius Park. And that's another big parking area too over at the Millender Center. Ooh, I need to hurry a little bit. Just in time. I'm getting my workout in today. Yay! So coming up next, we're about to come over to the Wayne County Courthouse. So you can start to see it over there. I'm always impressed with how beautiful it looks every time I either walk by it or drive by it. Yeah, this courthouse building was built back in 1902, and one thing I like about the courthouse, see those statues up there, and then even going up to the top of the tower there. That is really, really impressive. And we timed this very well. So now we're gonna walk over toward Cadillac Square. So this is Cadillac Square, which basically connects the courthouse with Campus Martius Park. And along Cadillac Square, you got some different restaurants in here. Or even a barber shop, although I'm not sure. Okay, it is. Oh no, this is the Greenwich Time and Pub. And over there on Cadillac Square, around Christmas time, they have like a little outdoor marketplace where they have like different like outdoor vendors and shops, which is really cool that they do that like around the holidays. But it looks like they stopped that for the year though. But it's something to check out, especially around like the holiday season. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and head back. Oh no, I do want to go over this way. Because next, I'll be making my way over to Griswold Street. So I want to get back over to Congress Street, but I'll take a little detour first. All right, so we're almost back to Woodward Avenue where Campus Martius Park is located, and this is a really good restaurant over here, over at the start of Cadillac Square. This is the Central Kitchen and Bar, which is a very popular restaurant over here. It doesn't look too crowded right now, but it's like almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's not a prime time for dining. Oh wait, why am I trying to pan the camera correctly here? So it's cool, yeah, they have the fountain working right now. They didn't have the fountain turned on when I was walking over by there earlier. Okay, things are a little interesting. So I think we got a protest coming up over here. It's a little too busy, so we're gonna have to go the other way. So I'll see you back over that way. All right, so remember when I said I wanted to get back down to Congress Street? Well, because of a protest going on right now, we gotta go down this way. So I basically just did a U-turn over by the Central Kitchen and Bar, came back over here to Bates Street, and now we're gonna walk down to Congress Street, although there's a possibility I may not be able to, okay, no, people might be moving, so I think it might be clearing a little bit. Need to find a good crosswalk to use though to get to the other side of the garage here. We'll just cross over here. All right, we're gonna have to wait though. All right, so we can cross over now. We gotta wiggle our way through the traffic here. So here's another popular place where you can park as well too. I parked my car in there before. Yeah, it looks like the protest has cleared its way heading further north on Woodward Avenue, so we can cross over Woodward here. So that's probably why traffic is so backed up on Congress Street, just because I think police had the intersection closed for a little bit, so now people are now starting to make their way across. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about the Guardian Building really quick, because that's our next destination, and we gotta wait a little bit before we can cross over the highway or cross over Woodward Avenue. So I'll talk about the Guardian Building a little bit. So right in front of us, that is the Guardian Building. So this is a very famous skyscraper here. It's an Art Deco skyscraper. It dates back to 1928, and I'm not gonna go inside or anything in this video, but if you go inside there, you can get some really cool views of, or the really spectacular interior. It's like the general public can't really go in the upper levels or anything of the building, but you can go on the ground level. Oh, good timing. We can go ahead and cross over the road here. Yeah, it's like right now police has the Woodward Avenue currently closed off to the north. And if I want to make it across, I'm gonna have to hurry a little bit. I love how this camera has a built-in gimbal. Perfect. Okay, so we're coming up to Griswold here. It's the next immediate street going west of Woodward. So up here's the side of the Guardian Building. It's like, what's cool is that you also have got offices for Bank of America in there. The world headquarters for Bank of America, however, is over in Charlotte, North Carolina, but they got an office here too. So we're gonna cross over the road briefly, and then I'm gonna get back over to the other side of Griswold. Yeah, you got a tour group over here because the Guardian Building is an iconic skyscraper here. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, look at the front of this. Look how amazing this looks. It is an icon here in Detroit. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and cross back over the road here. So yeah, that's the main entrance for the Guardian building. And again, visitors are welcome on the ground level inside there. But yeah, because this video is running rather long, we're gonna stick to staying outside. Plus I gotta keep an eye on my battery a little bit too, because my battery handle for my DJI Osmo Pocket camera already is dead. So I'm using my main battery in the camera. I should be good for the video and then maybe anything else I do later today, but I gotta keep an eye on things a little bit. Another fantastic skyscraper over here. You got the Ford building. And all the way at the bottom, you got a Jimmy John's. Okay, and then we have the Penobscot building right next to the Ford building. Got a Which sandwich in the ground level. Fresh Mex too. Yeah, some iconic skyscrapers along here on Griswold. Okay, and we're coming up to 4th Street here. Okay, and just in time. Oh, and then yeah, there's Martius Park over there. Oh. And this is the Chrysler House, so another skyscraper over here. And in the ground level of the Chrysler House, you have the Dime Store. The Dime Store is another great brunch spot here in Detroit. I've been in there at least a couple of times. They have some great food as well. If I could compare the Dime Store to Hudson Cafe, I think Hudson Cafe is my favorite of the two, but Dime Store has some amazing food in there. So I definitely recommend both of them. Ooh. And here comes a very busy intersection. This is Michigan Avenue. Over here, this can get really busy. Because Michigan Avenue starts over at Martius Park and heads west all the way out toward Dearborn, and then eventually over to some of the southwestern suburbs of Detroit, making its way over toward Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti in that area. And I timed this very well. We can go ahead and cross over the road. And I'm going to want to cross over here as well, which I could do that right now. It's my lucky day. Okay, so over to our left, that is, we got two famous Coney Islands. That is American Coney Island to the left and Lafayette Coney Island to the right. Those are two iconic Coney Islands where you can get Detroit-style Coney dogs. You get some great tasting food and at a very, very good price. So if you wanted like a Detroit-style Coney Island or Coney dog, those are places where you have to go to. And I almost shouldn't have crossed the road over here because it looks like this sidewalk is closed, but I think I could probably get around these cars. The guy way up ahead did just what I'm about to do, so we can easily get through. I just gotta be a little extra careful because I'm getting out on the road a little bit. Oh yeah, I feel pretty safe along in here, so we're okay. Gotta make do when there's not a sidewalk, but we can get back on over here. Okay, we'll go ahead and cross the street here. Okay, and welcome to Capitol Park. It's a nice little square along in here. Lots of nice places to sit down and just relax. Yeah, really, really nice in here. Okay, I'm gonna walk back over this way a little bit. We're gonna head over to Washington Boulevard, which is the next block down this way. I would say we're getting to the last little bit of this walking tour, because I'm gonna go up Washington Boulevard, back up toward Grand Circus Park, and then we'll hook our way over to the west toward Grand River. Okay, so yeah, Washington Boulevard is the next street up ahead. It's another little cool area to walk through. Yeah, I'll be curious how long this video ends up being, because this has been a lengthy walking tour. It's like I'm gonna try not to have walking tours this long, but because downtown Detroit has a lot to see, I wanted to make this longer than normal so that way I could cover quite a bit of cool stuff in this. All right, so here's Washington Boulevard, and can I get into the median? Yes, we can. Let's go ahead and cross. So that way we can see a little bit more on both sides of the road. So this is Washington Boulevard. You got a nice, cool median in here. We're gonna pan the camera back that way. Oh yeah, that looks really cool over there. Nice little church. And then if we slowly pan the camera this way, we got the Westin Hotel. So that is the Westin Book Cadillac. This hotel opened back in 1924, and when it first opened, it was the tallest hotel in the world. Obviously, that's not the case these days because there's been so many taller hotels that have been built around the world, but at the time it was the tallest in the world. All right, so the little trail which goes through the median on Washington Boulevard begins over here. So we'll start making our way down this way. And yeah, there's a better view of that church. And yeah, right around now that the Detroit Red Wings game should have started about 10 minutes ago. And then you got the Detroit Beer Exchange there. Another iconic skyscraper along in here. Yeah, there's no real crosswalk here in the median to go to the other side, so we just have to, we can go right now if it's just turned green. If we would have stayed on Griswold, they have a red light, we're good. That's where Griswold ends up at. Yep, painting with a twist. Very cool. And then you got the Detroit City Club Apartments over here. Also public parking, Eve's Market. And we got about another block to go after Clifford, and then we'll eventually be over to Grand Circus Park. And we're not gonna be able to really see it too closely, but over there, there is a little small restaurant called Chickpea, which they have some really good chicken shawarma in there, or like shawarma in general. So I remember eating there just maybe a few months ago, and I had some really good food in there. Yeah, I can hear that protest I was talking about when I was trying to get to the other side of Woodward. Yeah, I can hear it over on Woodward Avenue. So kind of interesting how things can get a lot quieter. Okay, we're good, the light's green. So it's like, yeah, it's pretty loud when you go over to Woodward Avenue right now because of the protest, but over here on Washington Boulevard, it's pretty quiet. And yeah, I like this over here too. It's like you got Premier Pet Supply on the ground level. Looks like some nice looking apartments or condos there. That's really fancy. And we got another people mover station just on the south side of Grand Circus Park. And we're near the end of Washington Boulevard. Yeah, a lot of people are walking their pets along in here, which is really nice. Okay, so yep, there's the park over there. We kind of went right by it earlier, so we don't really need to go back in there. So we're gonna make a left here. And yep, there is Grand Circus Park over there, and then the fountain, if it's working, it's over there. The Statler French American Bistro. So we're gonna head to the west a little bit. We're gonna start making our way, we're gonna head back up to Adams, and we're going to take Adams across over to Grand River, and then we'll head down Grand River for a little bit, head over to Times Square, and that's where we're gonna conclude the walking tour. Okay, and this is Bagley Street over here. We're gonna cross over this road here. You can see the people mover continue its way over that way. All right, here's Adams Street, so we're gonna go ahead and head west. And it looks like the skies are starting to clear up a little bit more. Oh, wait. Sorry for the rapid movement there, buddy. I wanted to show really quick one the cars for the people mover. Okay, so Grand River should be the traffic light way down that way. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pan the camera over here. If I zoom in all the way over that way, that is the Motor City Casino and Hotel. It's technically not in downtown Detroit. It's just to the northwest of it along Grand River. It's over by like Grand River and the Lodge Freeway. It's another one of the major casinos here in Detroit, with of course the one over in Greektown being one of them. There's also MGM Grand Casino, which is over by like where the DTE Energy headquarters building is located. We're probably, I don't know if we're able to see the MGM Grand for where we're walking. It's like, if you look over there, that's the headquarters building for DTE Energy. On the other side is where MGM Grand is located. Okay, this light isn't, I don't think this light's Grand River just yet. Okay, yeah, this is Cass Street up ahead. So if you go north on Cass Street, that'll take you up toward Detroit's Midtown as well. And that'll take you by all kinds of cool restaurants up in the Cass Corridor area of Midtown. And eventually heads up to Wayne State University. And yeah, all the way over there too, you can even see the Masonic Temple. The Masonic Temple is another spot in Detroit where they put on a lot of different performances. Which, yeah, the Masonic Temple is up in the Midtown area. Yeah, there's another view of the Motor City Casino. Got a nice little church over there too. That's a lot closer to where we are. Okay, I can't walk on that sidewalk over there, so we're gonna walk this way. So this is Grand River. We've crossed over Grand River quite a few times in this video. But yeah, Grand River starts just to the north of Campus Martius Park, well, to the northeast of Campus Martius Park as you get close up to Comerica Park. And it heads all the way to Grand Rapids. And we can go ahead and safely cross. And there's a little crosswalk over here. We're gonna cross over here. What'll be nice is that I'll talk a little bit more about this building once we get to the other side. Okay, so we got a nice little crosswalk over here, and this one we don't have to wait for it to turn red or green or anything like that. We just have to make sure that we're just gotta watch out for vehicles. And after that car, we can go ahead and cross over. And yeah, this is really nice over here too. Nice little park space. So yep, this is Beacon Park. Nice little park square over here. Looks very green because it's just like AstroTurf. It's not actual grass. Because it's early March, like the grass doesn't really start growing until again like the April. And yeah, there's the main building for DTE Energy. And then on the other side is where like MGM Grand is located. And then yeah, over there, that's the Grand Army of the Republic building. It's a very cool historic building. And what's really cool is that we timed this video perfectly because a brand new restaurant just opened up in the building. So there's a new restaurant in here which just opened. It's called Sexy Steak. So it's a pretty cool steakhouse which just opened. So it's like you can have some delicious steak over there in a historic building and then just come over here to Beacon Park and relax or just go for a little walk. All right, so we're back over to Cass and we're gonna go ahead and cross over here. I see we got like another block to go and then we're going to be getting ready to wrap up this walking tour because we've been going for quite a while with this walking tour. So if you've been watching this entire walking tour from start to finish, I applaud you, my friends, because that is some dedication. Yep, another cool view of the skyline, although it's a little bit more impressive if you're further up on Grand River, like maybe if you're over by Motor City Casino and Hotel. Huh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so over there, I'm starting to get to a good area to conclude the video a little bit because, yeah, that's the main bus terminal here in downtown Detroit. So if you're taking a bus into Detroit, that is where you're gonna end up or start your adventure if you're getting on a bus from Detroit. So yeah, that's the main bus station for the city of Detroit. The main train station, however, you have to go north along Woodward up to the News Center area, getting up to the area near kind of where Grand Boulevard is. And the Amtrak station is up that way. Well, that's a cool pub right there. And you also got a people mover station over here too. All right, so one more block to go and we'll be to Times Square. All right, so yep, here's the main bus terminal here. Yep, this is Times Square here, and as you can tell, this is completely different looking in comparison to the Times Square in New York, because there are no gigantic neon boards or anything like that. All right, so I'm gonna get ready to conclude the video over here. So let's pan the camera back over this way. All right, there I am. I could probably take these sunglasses off because I'm not in the sun. So yeah, downtown Detroit is really cool, very walkable. Had such a great time walking around the downtown area, and I apologize if there is something I did not show off in this video because I'd be spending several hours to walk on every street and check out every nook and cranny. but yeah, hope you get a chance to check out Detroit someday because it's a very cool city. especially here in downtown. Lots of cool stuff happens here. Lots of great restaurants, nice parks. So definitely make your way out to Detroit today. Well, I hope you enjoy this lengthy but very cool walking tour around downtown Detroit. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button. Don't forget to click that subscribe button so that we don't miss out on any future adventures. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, the Scott Man signing out here from downtown Detroit, and here's the train for the people mover.